KASPA COIN Price Prediction, a deep dive into the present and future. The digital asset world has always had its fair share of surprises, twists, and bold narratives. From the birth of Bitcoin in 2009 to the wild altcoin rallies that shook the market in 2017, to the rise of NFTs and meme coins in 2021, the story of crypto never fails to entertain. But in the midst of all this noise, one coin has been quietly but firmly carving its place in the ecosystem. KASPA COIN. KASPA is not just another token tossed into the crypto sea hoping to catch a wave. It has built a reputation for speed, scalability, and community-driven development. And today, the conversation is not merely about what KASPA is, but where it is headed. What could its price look like in September 2025? How might it behave in the midterm? And could it possibly cement a long-term legacy in the world of decentralized finance? Let's set the stage. The growing fascination with KASPA. Across the globe, from Reddit communities in the US to Telegram groups in Europe, and WhatsApp discussions in Africa, KASPA has been trending in investor talk. Why? Because KASPA addresses one of the biggest headaches in blockchain technology: scalability without compromise. Unlike many projects that make grand promises but fail to deliver, KASPA has demonstrated real technological advancements. Its blockDAG architecture allows multiple blocks to be created and confirmed simultaneously. In layman's terms, it doesn't queue blocks one after the other like Bitcoin or Ethereum used to before their updates. It builds a web of blocks that can coexist without chaos. This translates to faster transactions, lower fees, and fewer bottlenecks. The community sees KASPA as a solution for the traffic jam problem of blockchain. If Bitcoin is the highway at rush hour, KASPA is the multi-lane expressway that never seems to clog. And that makes people wonder, if the tech is this strong, what could the price become as adoption increases? Let's zoom in on the immediate horizon. September is a month of mixed emotions in crypto. Historically, it hasn't always been the best month for prices. Many traders joke that September eats profits. Yet, in 2025, KASPA seems to be entering this month with renewed energy. The price at the start of September was already showing resilience, hovering above key support zones that analysts have been eyeing since mid-year. Investor sentiment is cautiously optimistic. On social platforms, traders are posting their charts showing KASPA forming what looks like a bullish structure. At the same time, more conservative voices warn that global macroeconomic uncertainty, rising interest rates in the US, fluctuating energy costs in Europe, and mixed signals from Asian markets could still inject volatility. But volatility is not always bad. In fact, for traders, it's opportunity wrapped in risk. KASPA's daily trading volume has been steadily increasing, a sign that more hands are entering the game. Whether they're speculators or long-term holders, the fact remains, KASPA is not being ignored. The bullish argument for September. Optimists believe KASPA could see a breakout this month. The reasoning goes like this. When a coin consolidates for weeks while maintaining higher lows, it's like a spring being compressed. Eventually, the pressure builds up and boom, a breakout occurs. For KASPA, that breakout could send it towards new short-term highs, possibly testing resistance levels that have not been touched in months. Traders point to KASPA's blockDAG progress updates as catalysts. Each time the development team releases an update about efficiency improvements or new integrations, the market reacts positively. September is packed with crypto conferences, online summits, and developer meetups, which means more chances for KASPA to grab headlines. The bearish argument for September. Of course, crypto rarely follows a one-way street. The bearish case for September suggests that KASPA might face profit-taking from early investors. After all, those who bought at lower levels could be tempted to lock in gains, especially if the broader market shows weakness. There's also the looming shadow of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin stumbles in September, altcoins often follow suit, and KASPA would not be immune. In that scenario, KASPA might revisit support zones, testing the patience of holders who want a smooth upward ride. Medium-term outlook, late 2025 to 2026. Stepping back from the short-term noise, let's consider where KASPA could head in the coming year or two. Here is where things get more interesting. KASPA's narrative is shifting from being just another fast blockchain to being seen as a backbone for scalable applications. Developers are experimenting with using KASPA for gaming ecosystems, micropayments, and even decentralized exchanges that need high throughput. If these experiments succeed, KASPA's utility could skyrocket, which in turn could support its price. By the end of 2025, analysts predict KASPA could position itself as a top contender among mid-cap cryptocurrencies. Some even whisper about it potentially breaking into the top 20 by market capitalization. That's a bold claim, but bold claims are nothing new in crypto. The important part is adoption. Price predictions without adoption are like castles in the sand. Pretty, but fragile. What KASPA has going for it is not just a loyal community, but a steady pace of real-world integration. Unlike projects that pump on hype and fade into silence, KASPA has maintained a rhythm of progress. Possible price trajectories. If adoption grows at the current rate, KASPA could see gradual appreciation throughout late 2025 and 2026. Rather than explosive, unpredictable pumps, analysts expect a more sustainable climb, a staircase instead of a rocket. This could actually be healthier for the ecosystem because it discourages the kind of wild speculation that leads. Brutal crashes. On the other hand, if the broader crypto market enters a bull run, say driven by Bitcoin having effects or institutional money pouring in, KASPA could benefit from the rising tide. In that case, the climb might be much steeper. Still, caution is warranted. Crypto markets are not just driven by fundamentals, but also by emotions, narratives, and global events. One regulatory shock or macroeconomic downturn could throw predictions out the window. Long-term outlook, 2027 to 2030. Now let's fast forward a few years. The long-term question is, where does KASPA stand in the story of blockchain by the end of the decade? Crypto historians often look at cycles. Bitcoin halvings every 4 years tend to spark waves of enthusiasm that ripple across altcoins. If KASPA survives and thrives through these cycles, it could emerge as a respected veteran project by 2030. The dream scenario is that KASPA becomes the go-to chain for high-volume applications. Think instant micropayments for millions of users, real-time gaming economies, or even integration into digital infrastructure at a national level. If that happens, KASPA's price could be many multiples above where it is today. But let's not sugarcoat it. Competition will be fierce. Other projects are also working on speed and scalability. Ethereum continues to evolve. Solana is fighting for its place, and new contenders will appear. For KASPA to hold its ground, it must continue innovating, building partnerships, and expanding its ecosystem. The optimistic vision paints KASPA as a core pillar of the crypto economy by 2030. The pessimistic vision says it could fade into obscurity if it fails to keep pace. Which vision becomes reality depends on both the team and the community. Investor psychology and market sentiment. Any serious discussion about price prediction must include one element: human behavior. Markets are not just numbers. They are reflections of fear, greed, hope, and doubt. KASPA's community has shown resilience and passion, which is a positive indicator. But every community faces tests. During downturns, weak hands may sell, spreading panic. During upswings, overexcitement may lead to unrealistic expectations. For long-term investors, the key is balance. It's about understanding that price charts tell one story, but fundamentals tell another. A wise investor studies both. Thank you so much for staying with me until the very end of this lesson on KASPA price prediction. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with others who are passionate about crypto. Most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments below. What's your own prediction for KASPA's future price? I'd love to hear your ideas and keep the conversation going.